It's the most expected day after Marc Marquez testing Ducati in same location in 2023, almost the same hype, the same excitement, and everyone coming into the Pramac pit box to welcome Toprak. Yes, the lights over Valencia don't glow, they burned. White, surgical. Like someone scattered 1,000 interrogation lamps across Ricardo Tormo just to expose liars, crown killers, and the next monster in line. Mechanics move like shadows, riders walk like soldiers after 100 battles. Debris of a brutal season still clings to the asphalt, tire dust, sweat, broken expectations. And then the silence bends, because a new sound cuts through the garage tunnel. Not the clean hum of a Yamaha, not the bass growl of a Ducati, not the crisp snap of a KTM. It's the uneven swagger of a man who doesn't walk like a MotoGP rider. A man who moves like a street assassin, who somehow learned engineering. A man whose entire aura says one thing: Toprak Razgatlioglu has arrived. His head low, his shoulders loose, his eyes scanning everything with the same detached curiosity he used to read apexes in WSBK. This isn't a rookie walking into MotoGP. This is a man preparing for his 4th world title in superbikes, stepping into a paddock that owes him nothing and fears him more than they admit. For years, MotoGP framed Toprak as the outsider. Too wild, too theatrical, too stunt rider, too aggressive for Michelin fronts. But today, the paddock feels something new, something sharp, something dangerous. Because the stunt kid from the streets didn't just show up. He strapped himself into a Yamaha V4 that didn't even exist a year ago. He ran 53 laps. He adapted to Michelin's sensitive, unpredictable, snitch-like front tire faster than anyone predicted. He beat Jack Miller. He beat Alex Rins. He was 1.294 off the best time on day 1. He didn't even push. And the sport felt a pulse. Gino Borsoi, a man who has seen world champions break and rebuild themselves, walked into the press area looking like someone who just witnessed the opening chapter of a problem. Not a hopeful rookie, a problem. Toprak listened. Toprak learned. Toprak changed his braking approach in a single session. MotoGP veterans have spent years getting buried by Michelin's front tire. This man adjusted in minutes. And Valencia realized something. Toprak Razgatlioglu isn't joining MotoGP to save Yamaha. He's not here for a paycheck. He's not here to add another career line. He's here to fight the biggest names of this sport, on their turf, with their weapons, and with his unholy blend of street-born violence and elite technical intelligence. The question echoing through the night: if this is day 1, what kind of fire will he bring in 2026? Comment your first reaction. The paddock thought they understood Toprak. They thought they filed him under the category of spectacular, but unpredictable. A showman. A drifter in a world of algorithm-built riders. Someone who would need half a season just to understand Michelin behavior, Yamaha electronics, MotoGP aero, and the brutal V4 power curve. But Valencia shattered that script. The moment Toprak sat on the bike, there was no hesitation. His spine straightened, his knees locked onto the tank with unnatural calm. And the way he rolled out of pit lane was not the approach of a man testing a prototype. It was the approach of a man tasting his next hunting ground. From garage windows, the riders watched. Rins stared. Miller tightened his jaw. Quartararo smirked, but it wasn't real confidence. Binder narrowed his eyes. Even the Ducati boys raised eyebrows. MotoGP riders know talent. They smell threats. They recognize nightmares forming. Because Toprak wasn't riding like a rookie. He was riding like a man who already knew who was going to fight next year. His braking? Still lethal. Still obscene. Still criminally late. But he wasn't forcing anything. He wasn't riding like WSBK Toprak. He wasn't leaning on instinct. He was leaning on intelligence. Borsoi revealed the truth. They begged him not to brake like an animal on lap 1. They begged him to feel the tire first. They begged him to give up his superpower temporarily. Toprak didn't argue. He didn't rebel. He didn't show ego. He simply nodded, absorbed, adjusted. Within laps, he already modified the braking load, meter by meter, until the Michelin front confessed its limits to him. This tire that had humiliated champions. This tire that has a personality more unpredictable than weather. This tire that doesn't forgive sharp riders. Toprak read it like scripture. This is where the world realized the actual truth. Toprak isn't a WSBK rider coming to MotoGP. Toprak is a hybrid, part street stunt prodigy, part superbike champion, part MotoGP level researcher with freakish sensory awareness. What he lacks in MotoGP experience, he compensates with something only a few riders in history possessed. He can change style mid-corner without losing speed. And that is a nightmare waiting to bloom. He may not win immediately, he may not podium early, he may not explode at round one, but by mid-season, he will be side by side with the wolves, with the veterans, with the men who built their careers on mastery. And the real question grows sharper. Was the world wrong about him? Or did Toprak hide his true evolution until the world finally paid attention? Comment below if he's the dark horse of 2026. No matter the hype, there is a truth MotoGP never hides. This grid eats legends. Rookies don't get warm welcomes. Champions from other series don't get respect. MotoGP doesn't care who you were before. It only cares who you become when the tires melt and the bike tries to kill you. Toprak will face battles tougher than Valencia day one. The Michelin front, it doesn't behave like Pirelli. It demands precision as thin as surgical thread. Push it early, it folds. Ignore temperature, it betrays. Trail brake too deep, it punishes without warning. This tire murdered the confidence of champions. Even Marc Marquez calls it unpredictable. Toprak learned enough today to survive. Not enough to dominate. The Yamaha V4, this isn't a Ducati. This isn't a KTM. It won't reward violence. It won't tolerate chaos. It needs finesse, electronics mastery, traction control understanding, and stability across aero maps. But Toprak is not a finesse-first rider. He is a weapon disguised as a human. Finding the blend between his brutal instincts and the V4's delicate demand will take time. Weeks, maybe months. The adaptation curve MotoGP is not kind. Riders like Miller, Quartararo had seasons ruined due to misunderstanding of front grip. Rookies like Martin, Acosta, and Bezzecchi learned through crashes. Toprak will crash. He will suffer. He will face tracks where his braking magic won't save him. He will face rivals who know how to exploit his weaknesses. And he will face this brutal truth. MotoGP is not impressed by potential, only by blood on the asphalt and points on the table. Yet, Valencia proved something deeper. Toprak doesn't break. He bends, he adapts, he evolves. He faced Ducati monsters in WSBK and beat them. He faced Bulega's peak form and slapped back. He tamed BMW, a bike that once tried to end careers, and turned it into a title weapon. MotoGP won't crush him. It will sharpen him. Which brings the question, will his raw brutality collapse under MotoGP demands, or will MotoGP collapse under the weight of a rider who doesn't believe in limits? Comment your prediction. The final verdict isn't soft, it isn't diplomatic. Toprak Razgatlioglu came to MotoGP not as a rookie, not as a stunt rider, not as a wildcard champion. He came as a hybrid predator, part street fighter, part technical genius, part myth, part mathematician of chaos. And Valencia told us the truth MotoGP fans needed to hear. He may not shine immediately, but he will shine violently. He will fight Miller. He will fight Rins. He will fight Quartararo if Yamaha politics allow. He will fight Binder, Bezzecchi, Martin, Aldeguer. He will even take swings at Marc and Acosta when the day arrives. 2026 will not be a rookie season. It will be a hunt. And the blood in the air tonight? Everyone in Valencia smelled it. MotoGP didn't gain a rider. It gained a blade. And the final question remains, from now, where does this put them? The time will tell us. Comment below. Subscribe for more savage breakdowns.